This is Holly with WoodlandsHits.com, and I have Rosemary Bumbelow, head of school of Esprit International School in the Woodlands, on the line today to talk about the first day of school. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I have three kiddos, and I'm really excited for Monday.
Yes, everyone is. I know. So as we prepare for this coming week, there are a few things that parents can do to help make it a stress-free weekend as we go into Monday. So one of the things that we were wanting to talk about and make sure parents were aware of the fact is, as much as possible, prepare your child with the things that they need to be ready for Monday. So lay out all of their clothing the day before. Make sure that they have their schedule ready for them. Help them with their lunch, prepare it, and make sure that if they're young children and this is their first experience at the school, that they can actually open their containers
Oh, good
themselves
idea.
and they can have independence. Yeah, that's really important. We often see the children with their lunch boxes and they're struggling a little bit, and I'm sure that parents haven't even thought about that. So
Sure.
it's an important point. Yeah.
Nice.
So some of the other things that we've seen happen that's really beneficial is when parents also leave a little note in their lunchbox
Mm-hmm.
so the children have a touch base at home. But we want to make sure that that note is just a nice, simple, love you, mom,
Uh-huh.
so that we're focusing on something positive for the children and not reminding them that they might be missing home or that mom might miss them as well. Just a quick hello, I love you is a good point to make
Oh,
with them whenever they see that note. And it'll brighten their day whenever they can think of you.
that's so sweet. I love that.
Yeah. So another couple of things that we can do is also have that daily routine printed out if they're old enough to be able to have a sense of time. Sometimes for our younger students, what we see is they really don't have that sense of how long a day is. So
Yeah.
if we can go ahead and print out a weekly schedule and talk to them about what's going to happen tomorrow and what's going to happen the next day, it can help them develop that sense of time so that next week doesn't loom so far away from them
Right.
sometimes.
Okay, that's a really great idea, and it
Yeah.
helps them to prepare for what to expect, throughout the
Yes,
week. It's a great idea.
absolutely. So often they really, again, they don't have that sense of time, and we say next week or we say in a month. And for those children, time is, a month is a very long time for them. So helping them get that sense of what's going to happen really helps prepare them and take away some of that stress for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know about your children, but I know that a lot of times that night before school starts can be a little bit stressful.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So some of the things that we encourage parents to do is to just, again, keep calm and talk about some of the things that your child might be able to anticipate for the next day without bringing up stress points.
Hmm.
Sometimes our young friends don't really know how to make friends with other people. They've never had to say, hi, my name is Sam. What's your name?
Right.
So, it's a good time to give them some of those strategies and problem solve a little bit as well.
I like that. Yes, and my kids are a little older, but still, they're excited, and so
Hmm.
they don't go to sleep on time, and so the first week for my household is a little rough, just
Is
getting
it?
back into the routine of, going to bed on time, and you know what I
Absolutely.
mean.
I know. And I know that that's the way for a lot of families with the children, just trying to get back into that normal routine of the school day.
Hmm.
So you can also expect the first week to be a little bit out of sync for the children. So as parents, our job is to make sure that we're just there to support them and to give them what they need and try not to get on their roller coaster a little bit
Right.
as they're trying, as they're trying to sort out their day to realize that they need our support and they just need encouragement.
Right. Well, that's a great segue into the next topic. Is you have some great pointers on instilling some confidence for the first day of school.
Absolutely. So, as the children are, thinking about that walking into the classroom for the first time, it can be a very nerve-wracking experience for them. And so often, right now, parents are engaged in wanting to capture that moment with their iPhone or
Yes.
make sure that they've got that moment. but the children so often just need mom or dad to be right there with them, to be there to support them. So, of course, you want to get that quick photo of them at the door as they're entering, but then go ahead and put your iPhone away and just be there in the moment. So often we're trying to be in the moment to capture the moment, but we lose the moment
I
because we let that slip by.
totally agree. Totally
Yeah.
agree.
So another thing to do is to make sure that you're letting the child lead in those opportunities. So instead of pushing them in the door and, reminding them to say hello to this friend or hi, make friends with this person, let them settle into the moment and observe. Children are so different. Some children can walk into an environment and feel very comfortable right away, where others need to sit back and observe. And it's fine to do that. And depending on parent personalities, sometimes we have a very extroverted parent with an introverted child who doesn't understand why they can't just jump out there. So we have to really respect our children for their personalities.
Sure. Sure. That makes definite sense.
Hmm.
And
And then
especially when they're little too, it's a little overwhelming.
it is. It can be so overwhelming for children. So that's why we encourage that opportunity for the parents to let them lead again and let them be there in the moment and observing. And then the teacher, of course, will make sure that they're welcomed into the classroom environment. When
Right.
it's time to say goodbye, make sure that you say a quick, confident goodbye, and you leave them knowing that you'll be back in the afternoon. You're excited to hear about their day, but they're going to have a good day, and you'll have a good day. But you'll be back in the afternoon with them.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that those young friends know that mom will be back is a very important point for them.
Sure. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did touch on, putting, a sweet little note in the lunchbox, or,
Mm-hmm.
or a sweet photograph, or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Is there anything else that that you would want to touch on about that?
Often we see that, as I mentioned, the parents are so sweet. It doesn't have to be a complicated note or anything that has to be elaborately done. Oftentimes, you can go to the dollar store, Dollar Tree, and pick up those gift tags. And I've seen some really cute, creative
Oh,
gift
that's a
tags.
good idea.
Very easy to do, and just write a quick note on there. They're colorful, they're decorated. You can keep them next to the lunchbox, and every couple of days you can put one into the lunchbox for the child to help them remember and feel confident about that connection that they have with you at home.
Nice.
Instilling confidence just with those routines is very important. If your child is going to be using the cafeteria for the first time, an opportunity to take them to a cafeteria where they can actually choose their food and then pay for the tray themselves could be a good opportunity that you could do beforehand or sometime during the next couple of weeks to help your child get more confident with having that skill as well.
That's a great idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So there's so many of those little things that we as adults just take for granted and forget that for the children, that's their first experience. And sometimes we need to sit back and think about our own experiences. And even as adults, there are times that we feel a little unconfident. And remember that for most of children's experiences as they're in first, second, third grade, even through high school, a lot of this is new to them. So we need to step back and look at what their needs are.
Sure. Sure. Well, and again, I want to let the listeners know we're talking to Rosemary Bumbelow, the head of school of Esprit International School here in the Woodlands. And if they wanted to get more information about your school, what's the website that they would go to?
Absolutely. The website is espritinternationalschool.com. We have some lovely videos on the DVD on the website that our high school students have actually produced that really gives parents a good feel for what we are doing and sort of the different ways that we're able to meet the needs of the students. So if they'd like to see a little bit before they make a call to come and see us, I would encourage them to go on the website and take a look at those videos because they're pretty exciting.
That's awesome. And I actually looked at a few of those videos, and those kids did a great job.
Thank you. I was so proud of the work that they did in capturing the spirit of what we do. They created the scripts themselves. They did all of the video editing themselves. These were our high school students, which were the 9th through 12th graders that actually were we had that as part of their project for last year. And I was really blown away by what they've done with the videos as well. I thought they did a great job. Thank you for commenting on that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rosemary, is there any other pointers that you want to talk about for the first day of school, or?
I think it's just a matter of making sure that you're there in the moment and being there for your child and enjoying these opportunities. My youngest child is moving to Austin this year to go to University of Texas, and I'm here to tell everyone that these times go by so quickly. So take a breath and enjoy the moment and be there for your child and enjoy every minute that you have with them.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Rosemary, thank
you.
you so much for
As
calling in
always,
today and
absolutely.
sharing some really great tips on, getting your kiddos ready for the first day of school and for the first week. It's a big transition every summer. So
It is. It is. Well, thank you so much for visiting with me, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
all right, well, you have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Holly.